so many theories that I think are going to come to fruition, and some that have already
starting to
squashed, but at the same
Yeah.
time have also proven his own theory, or some of my own theories on who he's attacking and why he's attacking them.
I'm still a little salty he didn't attack Stone Cold.
Well, he's been involved. He's had an altercation with everyone he's attacked so far.
Yeah.
Or they've been present for some. That's why the puppets were saying stranger.
Yeah.
Bray doesn't know Stone Cold. He hasn't met Stone Cold. He hasn't had a negative interaction with him yet.
You know who they should get to have the Fiend attack? The Rock. That would be a good legend. Because, remember at WrestleMania a couple years ago, I think 31 I think it was 32 32, I think, where The Rock ended up having he was talking shit, and then he ended up having a really short match with Rowan. But if they want to have a legend, a big time legend, to have the Fiend go after, I think Dwayne Johnson would be really cool.
I also think Cena is high on that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Cena and the Fiend are. Yep.
Even if they have to do one of those WWE breaking news segments where it's like John Cena is attacked on a movie set in China by the Fiend,
that'd be insane. If they could film that and actually make it a thing that actually that'd be insane.
It would be like B-roll movie clip of okay, we were backstage and the director's okay, cut, and then
he pops up.
The stage lights go out. So yelling cut over the Fiend choking out John Cena. What's going on?
And if they could, you see, John Cena was announced for Suicide Squad yesterday.
I saw you said that.
Yeah, he's going to be in Suicide Squad. So
my first thought was, I hope he's the guy that climbs really well.
what they should do is they're terrible. Well, he died right away.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking take it right the fuck out.
What was I gonna say? If they could do it on a big movie set like that, where there's other celebrities in the background, the Fiend would literally be a national. It would be a thing that everybody would see. It would be on the news. It would be everywhere. Even though it's a storyline, but they could have it set up that it's actual news and actually what the fuck? Because people would be like, "What is that?"
Do it with a female co-star who has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
React to the Fiend in real time.
Yeah, he's terrifying. He's literally terrifying. I never, ever have been scared of watching wrestling. I've heard people say that Undertaker used to scare them as a kid. The Fiend scares me as an adult. I literally have had nightmares about this fucking character. It's terrible. It just freaks me the fuck out. It's so cool to see, but it's like a horror movie where I'm oh fuck, it's gonna scare me a little bit, and then he actually scares me a little bit.
Did you see that post I made about Austin the other day?
No.
I never thought I'd be hungry to see Austin get destroyed.
No, I didn't see that. Was it on your Twitter?
Just wrote, my doors are wide open. That was right before Raw. I was basically saying I've let the Fiend in.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for him to destroy my childhood now.
Yeah. That's fucking. It's awesome. I'm really excited for whatever they do with the Fiend.
The Fiend is the new Undertaker at this point, in my opinion. He is as over to me as I remember the Undertaker or Crow Sting being over to me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Or Goldberg was probably the most over for me any wrestler was, because that was the peak of my wrestling watching.
All right, anyways, what's up, everybody? My name is Jordan the Giant Cassatt, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris Matteson. And you're listening to If It Ain't Wrestling, We Don't Like It, the podcast where if it ain't wrestling, we make it wrestling. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
How is it in Texas?
It is perfect, actually. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's not hot.
I'm jealous. It's still, weirdly hot in PA. Where it's just one day it's 90 degrees and the next day it's 55 and you're just I'm going to get sick. And here I am with a stuffy nose.
We just got over 105 degrees.
Yeah, no
every
thank
day
you.
Kind of thing.
No thank you. It's not wrestling. I don't like it. I can't do it.
Weather is not wrestling.
Weather doesn't have to be wrestling unless it's like 55 to 70 degrees. Then it's wrestling. We can like it. You recently started working on a Fiend custom. You want to talk about that a little bit?
It's fantastic.
I'm honestly like appalled. Like, it's so freaking good. Like, I don't think Mattel is possibly going to even make it close to that.
I hope they try.
I mean, I would love for them to have it. Like, by the time they make one, you probably won't be selling them as much anymore. If you end up selling them,
theirs will never have real dreads.
You're doing real dreads. I'm
hoping to do that tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to see how that looks. Like, really excited.
I will probably, hopefully, with some concentration, finish the base paint this evening. So I'll actually see what the face will look like, and I'll start putting some hair on it.
It is insane. The work you do. Like, I have a Hulk Hogan Hasbro that you made me, and then we have a London Balor, from London, Jack the Ripper. We have him, and then I also have some of your artwork. Like, the art you do is absolutely incredible. If you guys have not seen Chris's art, you got to check out his Twitter. I think you probably have your portfolio there somewhere. If not, you should.
I don't remember where I have any of that stuff.
You don't know?
Anymore.
Oh, I know you had a link that you were like passing around at one point.
It's scattered to the winds. I have there's this website called Carvin Made where I think I have some action figures posted and a couple of examples of my artwork, but my stuff's all over the place now. Yeah,
I have pins with your artwork on it from that wrestling club. I have autographed. I have a Gangrel autograph. I have a Hurricane Helms autograph on artwork that you made. It's awesome.
I think I have a lot of that stuff hidden in a box somewhere, but I don't have any of that stuff out or in front of me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I hope you get to make an even more art very soon. Speaking of your art, today we're going to be talking about Pennywise the Dancing Clown, It Chapter 2. We both saw it this past week, and we liked it. Therefore, it has to be wrestling somehow. And that's what we're going to do towards the end of the podcast here, is we're going to make It Chapter 2 and compare it to wrestling. I'm excited for that.
Because that's what we do.
Yep. And I was saying about your art is we have a t-shirt launching with Penny Doink the Clown. I guess that's what we'll call him, right? I think that's what you originally called him that when you first made it 2 years ago.
Never.
You never called it that?
I was calling him Dit the Clown.
Dit. Oh, yes. I think it was Mike who called it Penny Doink. That's what I was calling it when we were selling the pins.
And I will also be working on a Fiend Pennywise.
A Fiend Pennywise. That's going to be incredible. And we're going to talk about this.
His name will be Fit.
Fit. So, it's Fiend and It. Okay.
Fit the Clown.
Fit. When you first said Dit, I thought you said shit. I'm like, what? But,
can I say that on this podcast?
Yeah, we can say whatever you want.
Then I said shit every
time. We're going to sell a t-shirt with Dit on it. I think it says Penny Doink on the website. It's okay. On the back it has our logo. So go ahead to our Twitter at...
I do like Poink the Clown.
Who?
Poink.
Oh, Poink. I like Poink too. I was like, I thought you were saying an actual clown.
You cut off the N-E and the D.
Poink. So yeah, we'll have a t-shirt available with this awesome design. You gotta go check it out. I don't even know where I'm saying if. It's at We Don't Like It Pod on Twitter, so make sure you guys check that out. Alright, Chris, so we talked a little bit about that. We're going to get to Pennywise and It Chapter 2 later on in the show, but what's happening in wrestling this week?
Oh, Clash of Champions.
I hate you a little bit. Clash of Champions is technically today, when we're recording this, it is, well, I mean, for me, it's 1 a.m., so later on today...
12:09.
Okay, you're an hour behind me. So, we have Clash of Champions today. You have the lineup. Let's go ahead and predict what we think might happen on this show real quick.
Gosh, we'll probably start with championship, Cruiserweight Championship.
Cruiserweight Championship. Who I'm honestly not caught up. I don't watch 205 Live, unfortunately.
Me either.
No.
Positive will be Drew Gulak, and what I heard will be a triple threat against members of Lucha House Party, and I'd have to look his name up, and I'd probably still not know how to say his name. Humberto something?
Humberto, I don't. I've seen him. His last name's Carrillo or something.
There you go.
That's close enough. That's
triple threat between those gentlemen, and I'm positive Drew Gulak will retain.
Well, you don't think Lucha House Party is going to win the title?
No, I don't think so. I don't see why they would do that.
No, I don't see. Drew Gulak, he's been, from what I've seen, a very interesting champion. I've seen a few matches of his, the ones that are on pay-per-views. I have not watched 205 Live, like I said. And I remember watching Drew Gulak before he got to WWE. So I have definitely seen Drew Gulak. He's pretty awesome. I'm happy to see he's the champion in WWE. Yeah. Did you hear that the Cruiserweight the division might be going to NXT?
Yes, 205 Live is not garbage, but because of the way WWE uses it kind of is garbage.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch.
I'd be curious on how many viewers it does, like, throughout a week. Because, I mean, it's, like, on demand, so you can go ahead and check it out any time of the week. Like, for a whole week, what numbers...
I never check it out. I
Yeah.
never go back and check out 205 Live.
Yeah, I've never... I know they have some banger stuff. Like, I've heard great things about 205 Live. It's just... There's so much wrestling to watch. And, like...
I have to wait until the kickoff show of every pay-per-view.
Yeah, to see anything. We have that purple title. It looks pretty cool. I say if it ain't wrestling, I don't like it, but how much hours of wrestling we have.
Sometimes when it is wrestling, I don't have time for it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but true. Like, I'm sure I'd love to watch 205. But yeah. What else? Is there? I'm sure there's like 4 more other pre-show matches, right?
That's arguable of what they could, and at any given time, they could surprise us with.
Yeah,
one of these great matches.
Oh, the world title's now on the pre-show. I don't think they've done that yet.
Here's a good candidate: the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Oh yeah, that would
Alexa
definitely.
Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Fire and Desire.
I would like Fire and Desire to pick that up. That's Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Mismatch.
I would like to see them win the titles. They're like best friends. They eat donuts together on social media. Do you ever see that?
No.
You should.
I don't follow their social media.
Yeah. I don't either, but people retweet.
Social media. And,
it's not wrestling. We don't like it.
I've spent a lot of it following The Fiend.
Yes, that's all you really care about right now. And that's wrestling, so it's okay. My brother's the same way. The Fiend is his life right now. He's just like, oh, have you seen what The Fiend, what Bray Wyatt tweeted? I don't think he ever exactly said that, but like he's all about Bray Wyatt right now.
I just keep noticing he's calling very few specific people baby boy. Come home, baby boy. And
you read through every single tweet, everything he says. Like you have.
I feel like Bray Wyatt is reading through everything he says.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think everything that he says has a meaning to it.
Oh, yeah, I think for sure. I think it's very cool how, like, you always text me, like, Bray Wyatt. I think you're the one who's always like, oh, Bray Wyatt tweeted this. It's just like, yeah. I was like, holy shit. I can't think of some of the stuff you think of to think of what Bray Wyatt's thinking of, because that man's insane. It's just like, holy shit.
It's weird to think that when you think someone's on pumping on all cylinders and opening up their psycho wavelengths and creating a character, and then you can click with that, like, oh, does that mean something's fucked up in my brain?
Yeah, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think Bray Wyatt definitely does. He definitely means something every time he opens his mouth. It's like, and it's gonna come by to play. Like you saw, like the Fiend character was built in a ghost story video on WWE.com. Like everything he's done his whole career meant something.
I don't know if the Fiend specifically has been it the whole time, but he's definitely been thinking about his entire character.
For sure.
And the sum of it that it is right now is echoes of his entire career.
For sure. Yeah. I like how we got talking about the Fiend, because like that's like the coolest thing in wrestling right now. and like we're like, oh, let's just talk about the Fiend. Excuse me.
So yeah, hopefully, in the midst of the women going at it, the Fiend will show up. And,
yep, in every match too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just
in this match, who do you want to win, and who do you want to get choked out by the Fiend?
I would like Nikki Cross to be choked because I think she would take it well, and then we'll have Fire and Desire win it because they're the heels, I guess. I don't know, because Alexa Bliss started out and she was obviously a heel, and Nikki Cross is her little bitch, but now are they friends? I don't know, like it's very confusing. So I think Fire and Desire are the heels here, so I would take the heels to take advantage after the Fiend chokes out Nikki Cross.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will also take Nikki Cross getting choked out by the Fiend, but I think Alexa Bliss and Nikki are going to retain. I think they, at the very least, whatever they have planned for Alexa and Nikki, much like the championship between Braun and Seth, I think they're planning to make that part of their story at some point.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think they need to retain.
I didn't even think of that because, like I said, I'm not exactly sure what's going on in that storyline, but it's very possible that they're building up for Nikki to get sick of Alexa's shit. So that makes sense. And then
Nikki could always be the one to get pinned tonight, and Alexa could turn heel again.
Yeah.
Tag Nikki.
Yeah, that works. They'll have a match at Hell in a Cell. Boom. That works. Hell in a Cell, I think, is the next pay-per-view. Yeah, it definitely is. What's the next match you think on the card?
We got a lot of weird tag team title matches.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to put on Braun, Seth Rollins versus Ziggler and Rude early.
Yeah, probably like first match, or I doubt it'd be on the pre-show because it's their world title match too. So.
Oh, there's no way they're putting anybody notable on the pre-show. They never do that. Except for the one time they do that to make us think that they do that a lot.
Yeah. It'll probably be the first match, like the first match on the main card, and it'll probably be I assume a pretty quick match. I would put that, and I don't know if they're gonna have. Oh, I don't know, like because what the fuck are they doing with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins? Like I heard rumors, like I know this is we're not talking about this match yet, but I heard rumors about that match. So I feel like Seth and Braun aren't going to really be in the story much together. Maybe they will. I
have what borderlines on conspiracy theory thoughts about not only this match, but the championship match, and probably the entirety of this. If Vince McMahon sees the dollar signs that I see in the right places, then there's a very clear path that I'll talk about when we get there.
Yeah. So who do you want to take in the tag match?
I guess they have to lose these belts, right?
I would assume.
I guess it would be, in a way, interesting to see them win the titles and then have to wrestle a championship match for the Universal title against each other.
Yeah, it'd be like...
And even if Braun won, I think that would just be funny to see them have to come back out next week as tag team champions.
Yeah.
And then, like, Seth staring at the championship title on Braun all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a possibility. They're both faces right now. I would like to see a heel turn, honestly, maybe at the end of the tag match in the beginning.
It's happening.
Yeah, a heel turn from either one of them, honestly, could turn heel. We'll talk about it later on your conspiracy on what Braun Strowman.
The heel turn could very well happen here. One of them has to kind of be the bad guy, I guess.
Yeah. There's such a fine line on heels and faces in wrestling right now. So, like, honestly, it's like, whatever. But
it's just the one who yells the most in their promo is the bad
guy. I feel like with the internet age, we could have heels anyway. Like, heels are like, Roman Reigns is the biggest face in the company, yet he's the face. Yeah, people boo the shit out of him. Bray Wyatt's the biggest heel in the company, yet people are excited to see this character. So really, who's the heels, who's the face, who cares?
Yeah, Rollins is the baby face of the company as long as we keep him off Twitter. Otherwise, he kind of gets kind of trolly.
Yeah, he will. Starting shit with Will Ospreay and shit.
Oh, you gotta leave our indie guys alone.
I'll just go ahead and say Bobby Roode and Ziggler might win the belts. I doubt it, but
I don't see why they put this stuff together unless they definitely planned on putting it on Ziggler and Roode. Like all the pieces are falling into place right now for like the them and their friendship with the OC and like them coming out of nowhere and all of a sudden being a threat, even though neither one of them has been able to do anything up until now. I just feel like it'll be the right time to cash in on two guys who are going to fight for the title later, and a very good reason for them to be upset with each other. Yeah, for sure.
If they lose the titles, one or the other, yeah. It almost feels like in the storyline they don't give a fuck about the tag titles, but I don't know. The match can change.
How can you when they keep giving it to somebody who's like, okay, you guys deserve it, here you go, and then next week they're like, okay, we're gonna give it to someone else who deserves it now.
Yeah, it's strange. It's just like, oh yeah, let's pair some two people up who have nothing to do with each other. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Okay, whatever.
Four guys who are not tag teams will be facing against each other for the tag team championships.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. There's not even a tag team.
Who are not a tag team.
Yeah.
Two guys with mismatched tights will win the belt.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Sure.
I mean, if Ziggler got himself a giant glorious robe like Bobby Roode, I would be in on the pair of them.
Like Chad Gable did.
Out to like a Ziggler remix of the Gloria song.
I honestly think they're going to come out separately. Like, I don't really... Like, it doesn't seem like they're, like, a tag team, so... Yeah. What's the next match on the card?
We had probably another tag team match. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Yeah. I don't even know who the champions are right now. That's bad.
That's the New Day.
Oh, okay, it's the New Day.
They're going up against the Revival.
The Revival. I thought the Revival were on Raw. Oh no, they're teaming up with Randy Orton right now.
Is anyone on SmackDown or Raw right now?
I feel like there's more of a line than there was a couple weeks ago with the Wild Card rule. From what I've seen, it doesn't seem like there's as many. I think they're trying to go back away from that because I heard there's another draft coming up. See, I don't.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait for the second episode of SmackDown on Fox and then start the draft is what I heard is going on.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, and I assume NXT is going to be in on it a little bit, which I don't know how I feel about that, or NXT in general anymore. But I don't know. The Revival, they're teaming up with Randy Orton, which is very fun to me. I would like to see the Revival win the titles, and then Orton win the title from Kofi. We'll talk about that then, but that'd be fun because they have a little faction going on. I don't even know if they have a name, but yeah. I like the Revival. They're a good tag team. I'm honestly sick of it.
The Last Day. That's what they should be.
The Last Day.
Not the New Day. They're the Last Day.
Not the Old Day. I don't know. I'm sick of the New Day. I am. I don't care for them anymore. They need something to change up a little bit.
I love the New Day to death.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind a little bit of inner turmoil and the guys having some banger matches against each other for a change. I think they know each other well enough and know all of each other's moves well enough to have some amazing matches against each other.
I'm sure
it's time for that.
I think they might actually go out there and have a great match. I'm just saying, like, I think the characters in the New Day are kind of corny anymore. I don't care for the pancakes anymore. The cereal, I'm glad they're done with that, but the pancakes is stupid in my opinion. It was funny for a couple.
Pancakes.
It was funny for a couple minutes, and then it's like, what the fuck are they still doing out here with pancakes? It's just, I don't know. They're trying, like, kids love them, and that's what they're going for. And so, in a way, I have to be happy because WWE is doing something, and they're doing what they need to do, and I respect that, if you know what I mean.
That being said, I feel like I know just how to book this now.
Okay.
So the Revival versus New Day. Revival starts losing a little bit. Randy Orton comes out for a little interference.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi comes out to even the odds, because he was in the back preparing for his match against Randy later.
Yep.
And it ends up being Kofi's fault that they lose the titles.
Okay. And then
they can start getting a little upset with each other.
Yeah, and then eventually tear each other's heads off.
And not come out to help him when the Revival come to help Randy Orton kick his ass.
Do you think they're going
to
would they detach from Kofi, or are they going to end up detaching from each other too? Or I wouldn't mind Big E and Xavier turning heel and being their own tag team, and then Kofi's just off.
This will be one of those things where even if it happens like that tonight, they'll be fine with each other tonight.
Yeah.
And it'll probably take a week or two before they implode, if they ever do anything like that.
Yeah, I doubt that. But hey, it's fun to think about it. What could happen? So yeah, that works.
No, they probably want to sell more T-shirts to kids, so
yeah,
they'll probably retain.
Yeah, or lose and then win them back on SmackDown, because
Yeah, there you go. The tag team championships are meaningless. It doesn't matter who wins them, because who cares?
Yeah, but I do see this as almost like a way that, like, if the New Day wins and people are like, okay, Kofi's definitely going to retain because they're all going to have the championships, or if the New Day lose, the Revival win, Randy might win the title because he's going to be with them. Like, it's just a thing, like, people can be like, let's think about that, and they're not going to forget it throughout the rest of the night. It's something I've always thought of when you have matches like that, especially with the New Day.
Yeah, I can see that.
That might not make any sense, but I feel like it did when I said it. When I said it out loud, it didn't make much sense, but in my head, I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, I honestly don't really care who wins that match, but I do feel like it could change storyline, or it could not.
I mean, I was excited the Revival got a shot at the title, but the championships, and then before you know it, they turned around and put it back on the New Day.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're doing with the Revival. Like, one week they're this badass team, the next week they're a joke, and then So
right now they're kicking ass with Randy Orton.
So it'd be
maybe they'll take the titles.
Yeah, and if they keep that energy, let's go for it. I'm happy.
Yeah, I hope there's some storyline wrapped up in this somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. What's the next match?
We got the United States Championship match. AJ Styles and Cedric Alexander.
Ooh. I'd like to see Cedric pull it off.
I guess. Cedric's really badass.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting one over on the club right now.
No.
They've made the club look pretty much weak in most of the situations they put him in.
Yeah. Well,
It'd be nice if they cost Cedric his first real championship.
Yeah, real championship. The
cruiserweight counts.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It absolutely does. I'm just inconsiderate.
We don't watch that show, unfortunately. I think, like, Cedric got the pin on Raw, so this is another theory. Just like I just said with the New Day, that means in my head he's probably not going to win at the pay-per-view. He got a clean.
You can't get two in a row.
Yeah, like, very rarely does that happen. And it probably happens all the time, but in my head, from when I was a kid, that's how I looked at it, so that's how I still continue to look at it. There's no way in hell he gets two in a row.
That's what they've taught us. That's what wrestling's taught us.
Yeah, and I don't know how often it actually still happens, because I don't really pay attention to that in an aspect that way, but I also, back in the day, I just remember it happening that way, and it's still...
That's just to give kids the proverbial Shawn Michaels boyhood dream.
Yeah.
So he could do it. I saw him do it.
Yeah.
So he could do it.
I would like to see Cedric pull it off, but I think AJ's going to continue to be there.
Yeah, the same note, I wouldn't mind them actually making the OC seem like a legitimate threat.
Do you think they're going to add to the OC?
I wouldn't mind it at some point, but I think adding to it in meaningful ways would be more important than just adding to it.
Everyone's like, Finn Balor should be in it, then Adam Cole, and then...
I do think that Finn Balor and Adam Cole being part of the Bullet Club makes sense and would be meaningful. Like, adding guys like Ziggler and Rude to the OC right now seems kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. They're not in the OC, they're just acquaintances, right?
I think AJ's confirmed that.
Okay.
I read somewhere that someone was suggesting adding Ziggler and Rude and making it a big stable because they were sick of 3-man groups.
Yeah.
And AJ kind of called them out on that, said, you're wrong.
Good. All right.
We're going to be 3-man for the time being.
Yeah, nice. So AJ, I have AJ in that match. For sure.
I have AJ in that match as well. I'm very excited to watch the show that they're going to put on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't completely say there's no way Cedric's going to win. Like, it's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't be shocked or anything. So, like, it's definitely something that could happen. I wouldn't be upset or anything. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Cedric's going to put on the kind of match tonight that's going to make me...
Yeah, they're going to go all out.
Right in his face.
Shit, you got him for the pin for sure. What is the next match?
He's gonna put on the kind of match that'll make me want to see him win the United States Championship.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way he doesn't have a fantastic match with AJ Styles at a pay-per-view. It's gonna be good.
Next up, probably the Intercontinental title. Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz.
I read that they originally wanted The Miz versus The Fiend here. And then The Fiend outsold everybody's merch at SummerSlam. He's the biggest draw right now, so they're going to put him towards the Universal. So now The Miz...
They were going to put The Fiend versus The Miz here?
Yeah, they even started like the storyline. They had the puppets showing up behind The Miz and shit. Did you see that?
Oh, forever ago?
Yeah, they were going to start having... Yeah, they were going to have The Miz versus The Fiend.
Gross.
Yep. Yep, and they ended up... They're like, no, let's have him go up for the title. He's valuable now. And I respect that in a way, because honestly, there's some people they waited too long for, and then when they finally gave him the title, it's just like, ugh. Or they never... Like, Braun Strowman's a good example. I kind of got sick of Braun Strowman. Like, I loved Braun Strowman. And then they just took way too long. He got the Money in the Bank, and then I'm like, all right, I'm over him. Even though
you know how they say that, well, they're pushing this guy right now, or they're pushing this guy right now. They're obviously keep pushing Braun and then halting, for one reason or another, his progress, among a lot of other people's progress.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why they haven't really pulled the trigger on Braun yet. But
maybe tonight, but...
I have a theory for Braun.
Yeah, we're going to get to that then.
It's going to get more interesting soon.
I'm very excited for The Fiend, and I know you are too. And that's why we completely that's all we really care about.
We're going to keep mentioning The Fiend.
Yeah, I love it. Like, it's just, that's the most exciting storyline in WWE right now is The Fiend. And wrestling in general, like, honestly, The Fiend is so fucking awesome. He's actually going to be a big topic when we're comparing him it and wrestling. So, like, The Fiend, this is The Fiend show. Holy shit. But yeah, I don't even remember what match we're actually talking about.
It's like watching a show that we know has tons of writers, and then finding out that one of these writers has been writing a story this whole time.
Yeah, it's
now
insane.
He's unveiling all of it.
Yep. And it's honestly, it's a story in wrestling that I'm just like, this is really cool, but like, they can't overdo it in a way. I'm just like, they could really fuck this up. But
I think if they let Bray do what he's doing right now,
and it seems like that's what they're doing. Bray has the wheel here.
I do feel like some of his tweets have been hinting at things that he was going to do that have been scrapped, and that's why they don't make sense. Like the Stone Cold thing and the Undertaker thing. I think they backed off on that for some reason.
Yeah.
But on the same note, I think Undertaker showing up on the SmackDown debut on Fox and having The Fiend show up there would be fairly interesting.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura versus
That's
The
the
Miz.
match we were talking. I honestly forgot.
WWE has made us care about Shinsuke Nakamura.
And that sucks. That sucks. Shinsuke's the best.
Yeah, they're both fantastic wrestlers. I don't care at all about this match.
Damn. I feel like we're contradicting the name of this podcast. We should be living and breathing every match here, but like we're just like The Fiend.
We love wrestling so much that it hurts our feelings when wrestling's bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes our favorite company, the biggest company, hurts our feelings the most.
Yeah. And
in the worst ways.
And I really don't think the product is bad right now. I think they've been stepping up so much lately. It's just, I really think there's just certain things that I like tend to care about a little more, like The Fiend. So I don't know.
We're talking about WWE right now because AEW isn't putting up any anti-programming this weekend.
True.
No counter-programming from AEW.
Nope. Can't counter-program the WWE this weekend.
Absolutely not. It'd be silly to try.
But yeah.
They have no champions to clash. They have one champion to clash.
I think Shinsuke is going to win this match. The Miz, I think, has 11 Intercontinental Championship reigns or something. Something crazy.
I feel like they're going to put it on The Miz.
Again? Didn't Shinsuke just win it?
He's tied with Chris Jericho's Intercontinental Championship reigns.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I think he is.
I think they want The Miz. They want someone very quickly to be able to say that they're
better than Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
in a way.
They don't want to have to say that Chris Jericho's held their Intercontinental Championship the most times, so they're going to put it on The Miz the most times, so they can stop saying Chris Jericho's name.
Oh, yep. I didn't even think of that.
They don't mention his name.
Now I'm excited for this match. Look at you. I'm excited to see The Miz beat Shinsuke Nakamura, even though I love Shinsuke Nakamura. But I'm excited to see what they do. Because honestly, and I know they're not going to do this, they could totally have The Miz go to a steakhouse and lose the fucking championship. That would be my favorite thing ever. But I don't think WWE is going to stoop low yet. Although Triple H really fucking stooped low in his Hall of Fame speech.
What did he say in his Hall of Fame speech? That I missed?
Like he called AEW a pissant company, and he fucking made fun of Billy Gunn for going to AEW and shit. You didn't see that? It's honestly some of the lowest stooping we've seen, and AEW is really bad with like trying to target WWE. But I'm just shocked that at his Hall of Fame speech, Triple H is just like trashing AEW.
Next on the card is Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan.
Ooh.
No disqualification.
I think Eric Rowan's really...
Roman versus Rowan.
Oh, I didn't realize how close that sounds. But I think Rowan's going to really impress in this match. Because, like, a lot of people are shitting on Rowan saying, oh, he's not that great. But I think he's really going to show us that he's special in the ring. And I think
they should be friends and be a tag team.
Roman.
Eric Roman.
Eric Roman. I like it. I do. Eric Roman. Yeah, that sounds like a tag team. Like, and they can go up against Braun and Seth. Perfect. But
or they could just put up Roman on the screen and the M keeps spinning in the middle, so it looks like a W and then an M and then a W and then an M. So...
Oh my! That's something I could see the WWE doing. You're giving them ideas. You're feeding them this shit. This is bad.
That's gross.
It's hilarious though. I love it.
Anyways, they're gonna fight.
I'm sure Roman's gonna beat his ass.
Okay, there's this whole whodunit thing, and they haven't even really said whodunit yet because apparently it's not Daniel Bryan because the WWE has said. Just like my mother at Christmas, if you guess what your Christmas present is, then you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And we all guessed it was going to be Daniel Bryan, so they said, guess what? It's not Daniel Bryan anymore. It's Eric Rowan. Fuck. But Eric Rowan seems seems like he's been told this by somebody else.
You think?
He's been told to kill Roman for some other reason.
And you don't think it's Daniel Bryan fueling this?
No, I don't. It wouldn't make any sense for him to take that face slam through the table.
I might have missed.
For him to come out later and be like, "I planned all of this." Oh, did you? Like,
honestly, I think I might have missed. I might have missed the last episode of SmackDown, like the part where, like, their segment.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Daniel Bryan's in the ring saying, "See, I told you, I deserve my apology. You, Roman Reigns, you speared me. I want my apology." And Roman comes out to meet Bryan in the ring, and then Rowan shows up behind him, beats him up, goes like he's going to throw him through the table, and then Bryan gets in between them and says, "No, you're not doing this." And then Rowan face slams him through the table.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to check that out then. So it sounds like you think Rowan is being told by somebody else.
No one's puppet. No one tells me what to do.
What if it's the Fiend telling him to attack Roman?
Everything is the Fiend right now.
Literally. No, like, that honestly makes sense. It's not even like I'm just throwing his name in there. That definitely sounds like something. Like, wow. I seriously...
Okay, I'm just going to quit beating around the bush and talk about it like this. I believe Eric Rowan is doing all of this for the Fiend right now.
Yeah.
If they're smart, that's what they're going to say is going on, because it touches on multiple times that Roman Reigns and the Shield have destroyed the Wyatt family. The multiple times that Daniel Bryan has destroyed Bray Wyatt, and that one time he joined the Wyatt family. It would completely make sense, especially with the fact that Bray Wyatt has tweeted "Come home, baby boy" to both Braun and Rowan right now.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good chance that Braun is going to show up in our main event and cost Braun the championship. And I don't think Braun's going to have a problem with that at all. I think they're going to crush Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to need somebody to feud with in between now and the time Hell in the Cell happens. And I don't think that he can be feuding and interacting with the Fiend every night. No. And I think it makes sense for him to be feuding with somebody who's working for the Fiend. And I think Braun, having really started with the Wyatt family, just like the rest of all the cult members of the Wyatt family, there was something weak in each of their minds that he is very good at talking to, and I think that there's no reason why he couldn't talk to that part of him again. Same for Rowan, same for Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Harper if they want to bring him back. I very much think that the Wyatt family could come back and be much more dangerous, because now it can be everything that he wanted it to be the first time.
Yeah.
It could be as scary as they meant it to be. I think if they see as many dollar signs in the Fiend as I do, they could make this entire pay-per-view about the Fiend. That'd be. Remember the old Abby the Witch rumors, or Sister Abigail rumors, where Nikki Cross was going to come and be Abigail?
Yeah.
She could even waylay Alexa Bliss in the tag team championship match and snap into going, "Oh, crazy Nikki."
That'd be fun. That'd be really cool. The amount of shit they can do with the Fiend, and I do now think that definitely Eric Rowan is being inspired by the Fiend is definitely there for him, and it sounds like Braun Strowman too. We need Luke Harper back.
They could make Rowan again, the whole entire Wyatt family. Like, when you brought him in, they were like, "Oh, it's just Bray Wyatt and a couple of big guys," but then the big guys end up being amazing professional wrestlers. Yeah, I think they actually give them a gimmick that'll have some legs this time.
Yeah,
and I think it could all work out really well.
For sure. You think they'd all have masks like Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, that's another theory of mine. I think that he'll have a Huskus the Pig mask, a Mercy the Buzzard mask, and a Rambling Rabbit mask, like real twisted, evil versions of a rabbit, a pig, and a buzzard. And I think they'll all wear one.
That'd be cool.
If they did the Wyatt family again.
Jason thinks that fucking Daniel Bryan is Rambling Rabbit because he rambles like Daniel Bryan does.
I think that Daniel Bryan's the perfect Rambling Rabbit.
Yeah.
Because he's already basically been that. He's been trapped by Bray Wyatt before.
Yeah.
And he's the one that kind of sprung out, and Rambling Rabbit is kind of the one that seems to want to spring out and tell on everything.
Yeah. Wow. Now you have my mind spinning about Bray Wyatt now. That's crazy. Wow.
I think he could end up populating this whole pay-per-view, and at the end of the night, at Hell in the Cell, we could see the Fiend standing in the ring with the Universal Championship, with Braun and Rowan in crazy masks, standing over Seth Rollins at the end of the pay-per-view in Hell in the Cell.
That'd be awesome.
That's how I would book this.
I mean, I highly doubt they're going to...
I wrote that in my brain without paper. What is this room full of people doing at the WWE?
I feel like they might be doing something like that, but definitely not going to all happen in one night. It's going to happen.
There's no way all of the things I just said are happening in one night, but I would like if some seeds were planted for all of these things to eventually happen.
It definitely seems like Bray Wyatt is in at least Rowan's mind, like that. Like, and it makes so much sense that he's attacking Roman, and then fucking Braun was against Seth. So like, wow, I'm very excited for this pay-per-view now. Like, this definitely could and just Roman versus Rowan in general. It was like one of the things with the Fiend that I was most excited for until they announced that it was Rowan who attacked him, and like the way it was like a fake Rowan there, and that like completely turned me off of that whole storyline. But now I'm back and I'm like, whoa, I have to go check out the segment on SmackDown, but just the way you explained it makes me like, holy shit, this is insane.
Yeah, if the Fiend has been doing all of this the entire time because his mind games are insane, a lot of this becomes a lot more interesting.
For sure.
It had any right to be beforehand.
Wow. I'm going to go ahead and say, I mean, it's definitely, I'm going to say Rowan might beat Roman tomorrow, especially if this conspiracy, or this theory, not a conspiracy, it's a theory that you're saying, and that definitely sounds like it's happening. If that's happening, I think I could see Rowan beating down Roman.
If they want to make a star tomorrow, or make some stars, instead of having the same people win all the time, I think Rowan needs to win tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of yawn, SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. I'm just kidding about the yawn.
I did just yawn.
Fantastic match.
It probably...
I trust Bayley and Charlotte Flair together to have a fantastic match. They could steal the show if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those women are fantastic.
Which one is being mind swiped by the Fiend? No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely Bayley. I think Dark Fiend, inflatable fiends.
I'm there for it.
Those would be fantastic.
The Fiend and his following is going to be the next NWO. It's going to be the Fiend versus WWE.
Everyone has a mask. Everyone's a member of the Funhouse.
Now that sounds like a fun storyline, but very unrealistic in wrestling right now. Something I would do with my toys as a kid.
I think Bayley needs to win here.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe some Sasha Banks tomfoolery.
Yeah. I like how it's both the four horsewomen going at it here. I could see it ending up being all four in the ring, and then I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say NXT's four horsewomen might show up, and I'm saying that because NXT debuts on USA this week, and I think it would be very cool to see NXT four horsewomen there to promote NXT, but also kind of show, that's just completely in my head here, but I think it's definitely a possibility. And I heard that they wanted to bring Shayna Baszler up sooner rather than later, even though she has the title.
I think Shayna Baszler bringing up those horsewomen would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ronda, Nine-Finger Ronda.
Oh, shit, I forgot about Ronda. Ronda's in that, too. So they need Ronda
she's
back.
Probably still trying to have a baby, I think.
I'm
not really sure what's going on.
They took her off on WWE.com. They put her on the alumni section.
Fair enough.
That makes me think she's not coming back. Because I heard rumors that she's not coming back.
That could make sense to me. I just feel like she had her fill of the money and her time there.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably even put her in the Hall of Fame for what she's done.
Oh, she's definitely had a Hall of Fame career, but she had the belt for nearly a year. Yeah,
I mean, when you look at Hall of Fame careers in WWE, you can have a year's worth of a career and it be in the Hall of Fame. Like, especially at her stature and who she is, yeah, she's a Hall of Famer.
I'd like to see them put her in the celebrity wing.
Yeah, they might too. Like, yeah, I don't know what they would do, but people would throw a fit no matter what. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Bayley's gonna win this match, and yeah, I doubt any of that is gonna happen. What I said with the 4 horsewomen, that's just me. Like, that would be cool, but
I also say Bayley.
Yeah,
and I think probably a lot because of Sasha, leading us into the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks.
I think Sasha's gonna win.
I think Sasha needs to win.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't make any sense for it to happen any other way.
For sure.
Unless, like, Bayley comes in for the save to help Sasha, and then Charlotte comes out because she's pissed that she lost to Bayley earlier.
Uh-huh.
And then we have the schmoz that leads to all 4 women facing off against each other in the middle of the ring.
I think no matter what, we're going to see all 4 of those women in the ring at one point tonight. And I don't think the NXT 4 horsewomen, but I do think at least we're going to have all 4 of them. And that's actually thinking about the fact that we're definitely going to see all 4 of them in the ring at one point. That's why I was thinking, what if something else happened? But for sure, I want to see Sasha win it. I'm kind of sick of Becky at this point. I feel like she's been thrown down our throat. I loved her for a while.
Well, if Becky is going to sink or swim, she doesn't need the title to sink or swim.
Yeah.
I think it's time to put it on Sasha Banks.
I agree. I'm excited for it to see it. Yeah, for sure. What's the next match, sir?
WWE Championship match. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton.
What do you think about this one?
There's no way this isn't going to Hell in a Cell, so...
I hope not. I'm kind of over the storyline. It's a good storyline, too. It really is.
This just like really long.
It's over. Yeah,
but it's good.
But who wins the title? I'm gonna go ahead and say
I think Kofi. I think Kofi needs to keep it.
Yeah,
I think they put them in the spot where they can't take it off Kofi yet.
I don't think he's gonna have it for much longer. But I don't think he's gonna lose it tonight.
I don't think Randy's the person they want to put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Randy Orton, but
yeah, I don't think Randy's gonna get it.
This is all stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, I think Randy's going to end up getting close, even closer, because he's very close, but also maybe tying and maybe being the one to beat Ric Flair's 16-world title reigns. And I've never seen that before, but I've always thought that he's going to do it. Because everyone thinks John Cena's going to do it. I don't think John Cena's going to do it anymore. I think Randy Orton might, though.
Yeah, Randy Orton's outlasted him, so...
Yeah. I'm kind of over fucking Ric Flair. He kind of pissed me off this week. I thought it was very childish of him to try and trademark the man. Even though I don't like... He is the man, but like, come on. And I think they should use this in storyline for Charlotte. To be like, yeah, my dad's the man. This is bullshit. And I'm all for him taking away the man from you. That would be funny. But it's just, come on.
Charlotte isn't the man. How... Charlotte hasn't made that her gimmick.
Yeah. Well, I think that was Becky's point, was using it because she used it against Charlotte. She's like, I'm the man, and I think that was kind of the point, stealing it from Ric Flair. But like, that is such a common used word. Like, I don't know. I just think that's ridiculous. And the way he just needs money, honestly, I think. But I do think I do think Randy Orton deserves to beat his 16 world title reign. So I love Randy Orton. He's probably one of my favorites of all time.
You know what? If this is all going to end in Hell in a Cell, then yeah, let's see Randy Orton get this.
I mean,
maybe a little bit of help from the Revival.
Oh yeah,
and a super RKO.
You know what would be fun in Hell in a Cell would be a 6-man Armageddon tag team match. That's what it's called, right? That's what it used to be called, at least. Armageddon. I think it was a tag match. If not, it was a 6 battle royal, I guess. Where they had like, I don't remember. I think they called it an Armageddon Hell in a Cell because it was at Armageddon. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck. Anyways, a 3v3, the Revival and Randy Orton versus the New Day in a Hell in a Cell would be really fucking fun, is what I'm trying to say.
That would be amazing, actually. I would watch that.
Yeah, I'm booking it. That's what's happening. Maybe for all 3 titles or both titles. That'd be fun too.
Yeah, tonight I'm just going to rewind to what I said earlier and say that Kofi Kingston tries to help the New Day from Randy Orton's interference in Gang of the Night and ends up costing the New Day.
Yeah.
And the New Day is not there to help him when the Revival super RKOs him. Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. But now that I'm on this track that we're doing a 6-man tag in a Hell in a Cell, this is what I want to see happen. I want to see the New Day lose their title belts because of Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston being the cause of it. Accidental, of course. And then Kofi wins his match. And then he's going to try and help them win their titles back in the 6-man tag because it's going to be for all the titles. And then the New Day is going to win the titles back. That's how I'm booking it.
Fair enough. I think I'm against you on that one, though.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think they should all lose so that they're all mad at each other.
Yeah. No.
See what happens when we're not friends?
Yeah. Wow. I'm just trying to think, hey, we're having fun here. We're fantasy booking, and I didn't think that's what this podcast was going to be, but that's what it ended up being, because if it ain't wrestling, we don't like it. I'm going to go ahead and say Kofi Kingston's going to retain.
Fair enough. We'll see. That's I think that's our only opposite book so far.
No, there was a few. The one on the pre-show, I'm pretty sure we did. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says fair enough, and that's your thing. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough is good for me.
Yes, yep.
That's what I get a lot with wrestling. I keep expecting a lot out of them, and then they give me a storyline where I'm like, all right, fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, I assume the next match is the last match.
The Universal Championship
between
Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman, who will have just recently lost their shiny tag team titles and will be super pissed at each other for this.
I think that would probably be best. And I assume the Fiend is definitely going to get involved in this match because of rumors that have come out. And if he doesn't, they could figure out something where he comes out on Raw. But I think he's definitely going to get involved here because he's like the main focus for us, obviously. But I feel like a lot of other people too. Everybody wants to see the Fiend. The Fiend needs to show up. And if he doesn't, people are going to be upset. I mean, I was going to go to Raw this week. I would have been so pissed because he didn't show up on Raw. But I think the Fiend's definitely going to show up and challenge at least the winner. If that's at least what he's going to do.
Here's how I would book the Fiend for this match. I would have Seth Rollins in the corner doing his whole burn it down thing, about to stomp Braun Strowman. And then the lights would flicker for the Fiend, giving Braun a moment to get up, power slam Seth Rollins. Then the lights go out, and then the Fiend shows up, and he's standing in front of Braun Strowman. He takes his little heel glove, puts it on Braun's chest.
Ooh.
Braun turns around and power slams Seth Rollins again and throws him to the Fiend, who puts him in the mandible claw until the lights go out again, and then they're both gone. And Seth Rollins can lay there with his championship because it belongs to the Fiend, and he'll be back for it at Hell in the Cell.
That sounds good. I like it. Wow. I hope it's at least kind of like that shit. The Fiend, I don't know.
There's no way Braun's getting a chance to win this championship. They've already booked. There's already been 2 leaked cards for matches of the Fiend versus Seth Rollins. One before Hell in the Cell, and obviously the one at Hell in the Cell.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to have a couple matches with each other where the Fiend will either be disqualified or get himself disqualified or some kind of shenanigans will go on. But eventually this is going to lead to them having to put the belt on the Fiend.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people saying is too early, but Bray Wyatt's done a lot of work for this company. I think they've pushed him a lot just to back off at the weirdest times and have him take the weirdest losses. And I think Bray Wyatt, as a person and as his character now, has earned a shot at the championship and a run with the title.
I agree.
And I would not mind seeing that at all.
No.
And I don't mind this match just being a wash to get us there. And by one way or another, Seth Rollins retains because of the Fiend.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely something like that. I feel like WWE might almost like change it up because we know what's going to happen because of spoilers. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to put the title on Braun. I really don't. So I'm going to go ahead with Seth Rollins. Yep, and it's going to end up being him versus the Fiend for sure. So yeah.
We have to see the Fiend.
Yep.
By the end of Clash.
He just shows up at the end, his like on the screen, like you know how he does at the end of Firefly Funhouse, where it just the Fiend pops up, and then it's just that's all that's going to happen at the end of Clash of Champions. Like, whoa!
Oh, you know what just hurt my feelings a little bit?
What?
His last few promos have all ended with "See you in hell."
Yeah. So you
well, if he doesn't show up until Hell in the Cell, I guess
that would suck.
No, I guess he squashed the B team right after.
Yes, but that wasn't on TV.
Fiend doesn't mind showing up.
Yeah, but in a way that wasn't on TV, so.
Bo Dallas needs to be a member of the Wyatt family.
He could be Rambling Rabbit. If they don't,
I would not mind that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt's Bo Leaf character and Funhouse Bray are essentially equally as positive and psycho on the inside, and I would not mind seeing Bray bring his baby brother home to the Wyatt family.
That'd be awesome. That would be great. So, Clash of Champions looks like it's going to be... Oh, we didn't even talk about the 24/7 title, but who knows what the fuck's going to happen with that thing.
Does that ever happen at the pay-per-views?
They said that it absolutely will be defended no matter what. They said in some way it's going to be defended on Sunday.
Everyone, I hope the Fiend ends up with the 24/7.
That would be amazing. And then he just... But how would he would never lose it, so...
Yeah, he just disappear every time. Choke out everyone that comes for him.
Lights go out and disappear. He'll have it for 10 years.
I want to be the Fiend, the only one that can't be pinned by the roll-up.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be good. I agree. I didn't comprehend what you said at first, but you're right. I hate how everyone just loses from a roll-up. I do love the concept of the 24/7 championship. I love it so much. But...
The roll-up has become the most dangerous move in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's been responsible for so many title changes as of late.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm sure Elias is going to win it. No, Elias is in. I don't know. Something's going to happen. But yeah.
Well, with all of the wrestling we just talked about, I'm kind of glad they moved the King of the Ring matches to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
That was a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, that is a lot of wrestling. We took up a fucking hour talking about it. Alright, guys. So, this past week, Chris and I both went to the movie theaters and saw It Chapter 2. And I definitely liked it. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it a lot.
So then it was wrestling, because if it ain't wrestling, we don't like it. I think we're going to have to go ahead and make it wrestling related. Whether we compare it and wrestling, or go in and see if we can make it wrestling. And we can try and do both, actually. So, what did you think of the movie? How was the acting? Let me know.
Generally, I feel like I used to love horror movies, but I don't really think that I do. But this was very entertaining to watch. A lot of them are blank and unentertaining, and there was a lot to look into and read up on. It's a very long movie.
Oh, it definitely was. I absolutely loved it as a kid because of Tim Curry's Pennywise. It scared the shit out of me, but it has grown with me as something I've always loved. And when they announced that they were making it from 2 years ago, I was very excited. And then I saw Bill Skarsgård, and I'm like, ugh, what the fuck? That looks stupid. And then he ended up, in my opinion, being better than Tim Curry. I love Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. So I was very excited for the second one coming out. All-star cast. They have some great people playing these kids. And I definitely enjoyed the hell out of It Chapter 2. Great acting, great everything. It was a phenomenal movie. There definitely was some downtimes, and it might have been a little too long, but I definitely enjoyed my movie experience.
In the middle of the movie, what I felt like would be the middle of a normal movie.
Yeah.
When Mike Hanlon's character says to everybody, no, we all got to go on a long personal journey to find artifact and then come back here separately.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that's 6 long personal journeys.
Now, although I do feel like that made up for 6 really good moments, because you got to see a lot of Pennywise in those moments.
It was all great. Every one of them was great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, man, this is going to be a long movie.
Yeah. I think it was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Just like when they list that a pay-per-view event is going to have 10 matches on it.
Yeah, it's literally wrestling. It's just it's
so
just as long. They're making a super cut with It and then It Chapter 2 mixed together, and then they're actually going to film an hour and a half more of movie to add into there. So it's going to be a 7.5 hour super cut of It.
Oh.
I'll watch it, but I'm not going to
theaters.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania. I'm not going to go to theaters to watch that, but I would definitely pause it 7 times and watch it throughout a week.
I don't feel like they would give me intermissions where I want them. I would need a lot of cigarettes during a movie like that.
Yeah. I pee 10 times during a movie, so it's terrible. I would hate that.
I hold it. I never get up during the movie.
Ooh,
I don't care how long it is.
Oh, man. I have a tiny bladder. I'm 9 feet tall, but my bladder is...
If I miss anything, I will stab everyone.
I try my best to... I'm oh, it's going to be slow for this part, and I always end up missing stuff. I actually didn't go to the bathroom for It Chapter 2, which is very shocking. I've missed some good stuff in movies before, for Endgame. I missed Thor getting his hammer back. I missed, I think I peed twice during that movie. It was bad. But I always go back and see the movie again, usually, so it's not that big of a deal. But, yeah, it was definitely a long movie, like wrestling.
You probably get a large popcorn and large soda, don't you?
I try to.
Those kind of...
Yeah.
I get the kids meal value pack. It comes with a little bit of popcorn and a pack of fruit snacks.
Yeah.
With a tiny soda.
With a tiny soda.
You don't need to pee as often when you get a tiny soda.
That's true, and I guess you're right. But I always go with people. I took 2 of my brothers and my girlfriend. We got to get 2 large popcorns. We all got to get a large drink. Spend literally my whole paycheck at the fucking movie theater. But
I was also done with that tiny soda before the Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of Harley Quinn commercial.
Yeah, that actually
of one Harley Quinn.
When that commercial came on, Kelsey's like, "Wait, this is a DC movie?" I'm like, "I didn't think so." And
when I saw those balloons, I was like, "Why does this look so terrible?"
But I thought that was cool.
Why is the CGI on these balloons so bad?
Yeah, like I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I knew, like, and then I was like, "Oh, it's a commercial." So I don't know, but yeah. But we both enjoyed the movie. Not necessarily wrestling yet, but its favorite body to go into is Pennywise, the dancing clown. And honestly, I think that's what makes this movie so marketable and so likable is this clown. But not Pennywise in general, but just clowns. How would you book a clown in wrestling in 2019? Like, we've had Doink the Clown before. We've had other clowns. But in 2019, how would you actually book a clown?
I have no idea how you book a clown.
I don't think you could.
Today.
I mean, you definitely could have a clown, but I don't think it would be very successful. It would probably have to be a heel because clowns are terrifying because of it, technically. But I don't think you could successfully have a face clown in 2019.
No, I think he would have to be a scary clown.
Yeah.
A John Wayne Gacy clown.
Or at least a creepy child molester clown. And I don't... I mean creepy in that kind of way, not like he'd actually molest children.
They could have debuted him when Roman Reigns was bringing out the cancer children.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when it could have debuted, right there.
Oh, I bet all creepy towards the kids.
Hey, what's going on?
or very nice to the kids, and the kids love him, and that makes him a good clown. But that's the only way they could book a good clown, and everyone would hate him in a week. But Pennywise is more than a clown. He's an entity. And I would say, like, it's what makes him like terrifying is that he's more than a clown. He could literally shapeshift, and he's I don't even know exactly how to explain it, but
all I know by watching this movie is that I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, they definitely thoroughly explained it in a way, but I feel like they didn't explain it enough in this fourth.
So he's like an alien.
Yeah,
but it's lights.
Yeah.
But it's also not the lights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also fueled by belief.
It's too much.
And you could literally troll it to death.
This reminds me of what I like about wrestling. So sometimes in wrestling, stuff can be over-explained. And sometimes I like the simple things in wrestling. And I like the clown and the pop-out scares. And sometimes the explanation can be a little too much, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said earlier...
Too many words.
Yeah. But like I said, Pennywise is what makes that movie so marketable and so likable. Like, I just want to see the clown kill these kids. Or the kids beat the clown. Like, all the backstory can be a little much sometimes. Now, I definitely think it was necessary, but I didn't really understand it or care to understand it, and I don't think it ruined the movie for me.
They brought up the Indians and their magic ritual just for it to all be bullshit anyway.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why they did that to us.
You're right. I didn't even realize it ended up being bullshit. Oh, man. That was like a waste of 30 minutes. And he made him trip balls.
The moment, by the way, the movie starts and Mike Hanlon's character starts narrating over the film, I thought I was being trolled by John Cena. It sounded exactly like John Cena.
He definitely does sound a lot like John Cena.
Narrating over the events of It Chapter 2.
Which makes sense because they're up near Massachusetts. Like, they have... they're in Maine.
Ugh.
But yeah. How would you book like an entity like Pennywise? I would definitely go Fiend route here.
Yes.
We're kind of seeing it.
I do have this fun little theory, obviously, that Bray has gotten a lot of his inspiration for his character from Stephen King's It character, this evil entity that takes the form of something else.
Uh-huh.
I think Funhouse Bray is a mask that the Fiend wears. Like, the Fiend is trying to lure us in, trying to be what he thinks we would see as a nice, happy person.
Yeah.
Obviously, that skin cracks sometimes, and we get to see the Fiend in the Funhouse. We never see Funhouse Bray outside of the Funhouse.
You're right.
Yeah, I think this is all the Fiend.
Mm-hmm. Wow. No, I think you're definitely right. The Pennywise and the Fiend are very similar, and like just an entity in general, like Pennywise. Like, it's just, he comes out and just is terrifying, first of all, and comes out of nowhere usually. So it's definitely. Could the plot of It Chapter 2 be made into a wrestling storyline? Now, this would be like completely the plot, like a character Pennywise coming out every, like, let's just look at it this way. Pennywise comes out, or it comes out as Pennywise usually, every 27 years, okay? He uses these people's worst fears against them. How could you see this being written into a storyline in a way? Or this being a wrestling storyline?
Do you watch Lucha Underground? Or did you watch Lucha Underground?
No, I haven't.
They had this belt.
Uh-huh.
It's probably one of the most interesting and convoluted belts in the wrestling world. I believe it's called the Gift of the Gods.
I think I've heard of that before.
It's just a belt that had 7 slots for medallions on it, and all of those medallions would lead to a match. You would have to win a match to win a medallion.
Uh-huh.
And you could trade in your medallion for a shot at the title, I guess, or you'd have to collect all the medallions to put on the title belt to challenge the champion for the title. I don't remember what kind of confusing crap that was, but yeah. Everyone go out and collect your silly item and bring it back so we can continue the storyline here with the title.
I didn't. That's interesting. I have heard of the Gift of Gods title. I didn't know it was like that. But yeah, I could definitely see that's how they could summon this It character. Let's just call it It. Let's say it is exactly. It doesn't have to be Pennywise or It, but I'm just trying to say, like, in general, how can we make this look like a wrestling storyline? So you're saying there's a belt, has 7 slots, just like. And I don't know if the belt actually has 7 slots. There's 7 kids in It. Let's say there's 7 of them, and they want to defeat this beast. They put 7 of their artifacts in this wrestling title belt to summon or to help beat this monster. That could definitely work. Is that what you're saying could work?
No, I don't think it would work at all. Mike Hanlon lied to everyone. And that was all bullshit.
They think it would work. So that was bullshit. Now,
in the end, like when they defeated Bray Wyatt the first time, The Rock and John Cena just talked poorly about it. What was it? One of them said, "You're not the eater of worlds. You're like the eater of pancakes." And then eventually, after that, he ended up being the leader of worlds, and then the nothing.
Yeah.
They just talked him out of existence.
You're right. So, but remember in the movie, and this is almost spoiler, I guess it is spoiler territory, the way they beat this It is telling him that he's nothing, telling him that he's just, I think they say he's just a clown.
A clown.
Yeah.
A mimic.
Yeah. And that's what pissed him off and made him shrink, and then that's how they ended him. So Bray Wyatt was beaten by these words back in the day. So we're completely taking this into the feed now, which is fine. So Bray Wyatt was taken and beaten by these words, and now he's rising up again, and this time he's stronger than he was last time. So It and wrestling are very comparable. We got Bray Wyatt in here. He's getting down by words. So it's so comparable.
Yeah, in a way we've seen this storyline before already. Things like it.
Yeah.
Is equal to it in a way. And Bray Wyatt being totally talked down, completely out of existence, basically. He's squashed out of the world by people like John Cena and The Rock.
Yeah. All right, so we have things like Bray Wyatt being taken away because of words that he's been using, just like Pennywise was taken down, and that's how they beat him. Is they told him he's just a clown, he's nobody, and he's like, I'm the eater of worlds, and they took him down. That's how they finally killed it, or as they think, and I assume they did. But I'm just saying he could come back in 27 years. You don't know.
If you can cut a good enough promo on somebody, you can bury them.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's awesome. I didn't even think of it that way.
To me. If you cut a good enough promo on somebody, you can bury them forever.
You bury him, and that's a good word because that's a wrestling word. Buried it. They completely just made him look like shit. Like, oh, you're nobody. You're a fucking clown. Yeah.
They trashed him. They talked shit about him. They ripped his heart out. They squashed it together as friends.
See ya. It comes back every 27 years. You know who else just pops up randomly? The Undertaker. He just pops up randomly. It might not be 27 years. That would be extreme in professional wrestling.
I was going to say Hulk Hogan.
That could work too. He's a legend. The legends just pop up out of nowhere. They could write a character that comes back every 27 months or every 2 years he pops up. I would say this would be a broken Matt Hardy type where it's a character who can, because no wrestler wants to take 2 years off and then just come back for a couple months just to have or I guess
he was supposed to come back on SmackDown. Did he come back on SmackDown?
Who?
Broken Matt Hardy.
I don't think he was on SmackDown.
Huh.
I don't know.
Definitely. Maybe they want to save it for something bigger than that.
Maybe. But, I could see them using, that kind of where somebody, gets possessed and is much stronger than he was, and then he has to be beaten down to his normal self. That's the only way I could see, it coming back every 27 years being made into a storyline. But it's definitely something that could be made into a storyline, but it wouldn't be 27 years, of course.
Well, it's definitely just 3 rotating balls of light, so I don't understand how it's also a creature with a heart.
True.
I'm confused by that.
It's definitely something that is better just not to think about, I guess.
Stephen King knows how to tell me a story I don't understand, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. And I liked his cameo in the movie, by the way. That was cool.
I was waiting for him to turn into Pennywise at any point.
So was I. I was like, oh, this is what a Pennywise is.
This is his scary dream. This is it. He's in an empty store.
Yep. So in it's technically 7 versus 1. There's 7 kids versus this one being. That's something that would be completely unrealistic in wrestling. Is 7 people.
NWO. It's all the time, buddy.
But I mean, for it, he realistically went up against these kids because he's a big monster. And
yeah, there's never one heel versus 7 faces.
No, he barely beat them. He barely lost to them. He looked strong, is what I'm saying, and then he lost to them. So,
yeah, he went over. He completely buried the little sick kid.
Yeah, he fucking killed one of them. Him. Yeah.
So I can't remember any of the characters' names. It's so terrible.
Wait, are you talking about the one he killed?
At the end of the movie.
Eddie. That was Eddie.
There you go, Eddie.
Yeah. So Eddie's dead.
My son's name is Eddie.
Oh.
I forgot.
That's pretty bad. No, I'm just kidding. But for a one character against 7 people to look that strong would be absolutely impossible in wrestling. I'm sorry. But so we could make a 7-on-1 gauntlet match, but
even when they have Braun get one over on 5 people, or anytime they do that spot where everyone piles on, and the guy does the thing where he throws his arms out and goes, "Ah!" and everyone goes flying back. I hate that spot every time it's done. But Big Show does it every time he's in a battle royal.
Uh-huh.
So does Braun.
Yeah.
Mark Henry.
Anyone bigger than
just sad to watch.
Rest. But the 7 versus 1.
John Cena's done it before.
I'm sure. For sure. He definitely has. In the 7 versus 1, the 7, like, they didn't all have to be faces, because, like, there was definitely some little...
A couple tweeners in there.
Yeah. Because, like, there was some... Like, in the first movie, we had Richie and Bill going at it. I mean, there was always Richie and Eddie. I mean, if we found out that Richie had a thing for Eddie. But they definitely had their little conflicts. The whole cast had Bowers that came up against them. Henry Bowers. So, like, there would be some other people on Pennywise's side if we were to book that. But, yeah, I do think 7 versus 1 would absolutely be impossible. But would be interesting. So, yeah.
Unless our wrestler's capable of multiplying his physical size by at least 10. For TV, he could probably double his size by 2. I think that would be impressive enough.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else that you could compare It Chapter 2, or even just in general, to wrestling?
Yes. I think it always ends on a timely note with a little logo in the corner that says that the show is over and that we'll see you next week. And I think it's about time that we do that.
I agree. I agree. I do absolutely love the idea for this podcast. Wrestling is life. Sometimes we like things that aren't wrestling, but it's always fun to think about, maybe it is wrestling. So I'm going to leave it with that.
Anything that we can talk about that we enjoy, we can relate it to wrestling,
because
and we're going to.
Yeah, and wrestling's absolutely life, like I said. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I know I enjoyed just bullshitting with Chris. This is our first show, and we're definitely going to make it next week better, and the week after that even better. And that's our goal. And I really hope you enjoyed this, like I already said. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you give us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Appreciate you.
What did you say?
I said appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you. Go follow us at The Giant Cassatt, at Christo Madison, and at We Don't Like It Pod on Twitter, and just talk to us. We'll talk back. We're having fun.
Yes.
And thanks for listening, guys. And just remember, if it ain't wrestling, we don't like it.